What's up everyone, today I will be giving you my in-depth story analysis of the new Xenoblade Chronicles 3 trailer. I'm only doing the story aspects of the trailer in this video and I'll make a separate video for the gameplay aspects of the trailer, so stay tuned for that. This video will contain spoilers for Xenoblade 1 and 2, so make sure you've played and finished those games before watching this. The video will also include some very likely to happen theories of Xenoblade 3. So if you want to go in Xenoblade 3 blind, then I also don't recommend watching this video. But with that out of the way, let's get started.
There you are! You monsters!
So in the first few seconds we see a new female character with a glowing red right eye, and also has the Ouroboros mark on her chest. We actually got a new relationship chart, and on that chart we can see that her name is Ethel. However, that's roughly translated by Google, so we don't know for sure, but I'll continue to call her Ethel for this video. She is the military chief of Colony 4 and commonly known as Silver Ethel. So we know that we have some kind of colonies again in the Kiev Nation, just like in Xenoblade 1. You can also hear the voice say, "There you are, you monsters." I don't know for sure who's saying this, but it's most likely Ethel once she finds the party, as we see later.
Cut it out! We're your friends here! Did they order you?
Now we see an Iron Giant moving towards the main party with Ethel in command. And you hear Lance say, "Cut it out, we're your friends here." So it seems like either Ethel was ordered to attack the main party, or she was brainwashed in some kind of way, which gave her that red eye. Because Lance and probably the other Kiev members should know her. I've also seen theories of people saying that the clock in her eye ran out, which caused her to become like that, referencing a line from Uni in the first trailer.
What good filling up these flickering clocks in our eyes? It'll never replace the friends we've lost.
She seems to wield two longswords, which look badass. Then we can see the party from Ethel's perspective, and everyone from the party except the Nopon Riku and Manana becomes a black shadow with red eyes. This is probably because everyone in the party except the Nopon have the Ouroboros mark on their body. So it could be that people with the mark are considered monsters. But it would be kinda weird since Ethel also has the mark. Maybe they don't know the meaning behind it yet, but we'll see.
Did they order you to destroy Ouroboros too?
The world, our enemy.
This time we see another Iron Giant move, but it's from Agnes. And we see a new male character who is also on the relationship chart. He is called Isurugi. He is Agnes's best strategist and he is the military chief of Colony Lambda. So it seems like he plays a similar role to Ethel, but on the Agnes Nation's side. And since he also controls an Iron Giant, it seems like all the military chiefs operate an Iron Giant. You can also see that Isurugi has a red eye as well, but he has it in his left eye. We don't know what it means yet, but we do know that they are hostile against the main party. Another thing to notice is how with the Kiev's members their right eye glows up, but with the Agnes members their left eye glows up. We'll see more of this later as well.
Even though we're being chased by both nations at once.
There's a reason we met. There has to be.
That's why!
Let's go!
There's not much to say about this segment, it kinda speaks for itself. They're being chased by both Kiev's and Agnes as we thought, and there's some kind of reason that they met. The reason could be that they all have a Ouroboros mark and they haven't realized the meaning of it yet.
Come here! I got something for you!
So as I said in this video, I will be focusing on all the story parts of this trailer and I'll make a separate video on the gameplay parts shown in the trailer, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. One thing I would like to point out though is that Territorial Rotbark is back! You love to see it, but let's move on.
What is that thing?
You've got a real death wish.
Now here we see the mysterious giant, which is also displayed on the relationship chart. The only description given is that it suddenly emerges and attacks Noah and the others. I personally think that this is Ouroboros himself, or at least the upper boss of the Ouroboros. Either way, he looks terrifying with those teeth. You can also see two dead Kiev soldiers in his hands, so it seems like he operates alone and separate from the two nations. He says, "You have a real death wish." So it seems like Noah and the others tried to fight the monster and maybe tried to help the Key's soldiers.
Now, kids, you share a common destiny.
I felt her thoughts. There were so many. And then they were a part of me. How are you inside me? Hold on. Are we?
So in this segment a lot happens, but we're going to break it down piece by piece. Noah and Mio are about to get punched by the monster, but then it looks like their souls leave their bodies and fuse. You can hear the fandom person say they share a common destiny. So it seems like the party was made for each other and that there's some kind of reason why they can fuse. During the fusion we can see an Ouroboros symbol form in Noah's right eye. This seems to be the flickering clock that Uni mentioned in the first trailer. Later in the trailer we can hear someone say, "So you can take that form via a strong desire or emotion." So it could be that Noah and Mio got really scared or desperate in that moment, which caused them to fuse. It could also be that the Ouroboros monster triggered the fusion in some other way. We know from the official website that they combine into a giant called Ouroboros, and that the fusion is called Interlink. The combined Ouroboros form also looks similar to the monster. During the fusion you can actually see a lot of interesting things happen in the background. So first of all we can see Mio's memories and you can see Senna, probably from when she was a little younger. Then we see a person that looks similar to Mio. It could be Mio herself or maybe a relative. Then we can also see a person playing the flute, who's probably an Offseer in the same kind of clothing that Senna wore. This could be some kind of common village clothing from the place where Mio and Senna came from. Now we see Noah's memories. We see a child that could be Noah when he was younger. Then we see a character that looks like Mio again, but it could also maybe be Nia, who knows. Then we also see a person play the flute, which is probably an Offseer again. So maybe Noah looked up to the Offseers and wanted to become one himself. We can also vaguely see 4 people together, and one of them seems to be Uni from when she was younger. Then we can see who's probably young Noah fallen on the ground, and we see more Offseers. There are also some others, but they're very hard to make something out of.
There's spark for me yet.
Hang in there, you're again.
Come here! Noah!
Mimi!
Let's get stuck in!
Yeah, will do.
So you can take that form via a strong desire or emotion.
Okay, so here we see Lance and Senna fuse, as they try to save Noah and Mio. Senna refers to Mio as Mimi, which is pretty cute. Then Lance says an iconic line from Ryan, "Let's get stuck in," which put a big smile on my face once I first realized it. This could just be a reference, it probably is, but maybe, just maybe, Lance could be related to Ryan somehow. Then in this next fusion bit you can't see as much memories as with Noah and Mio, but you can see one memory of Lance. It is young Lance with a shocked face, trying to reach out to something or someone. Then after that we can see Uni and Tyan fuse with each other.
Henceforth.
Now this shot is crazy. We can see young Noah in some city, while the entire place is frozen in time, and Noah is the only one who can move. And you can literally see a planet in the background. So many people, including me, have theorized that this is probably the moment when the worlds of Xenoblade 1 and 2 are combining. So the planet in the background is probably Alrest. This theory is very likely in my opinion. You can see the red clouds, which are probably clouds from Xenoblade 1's world. So this is the exact moment when they fuse.
All orders are rescinded. Eliminate Ouroboros at all costs.
That is my revenge. It's payback for Nimue dying with her wish unfulfilled.
Here we see Melia, the Queen of Keeves, operating an Iron Giant. She says she wants to eliminate Ouroboros at all cost. But the question is, who does she mean with Ouroboros? Is she referring to the main party? Or the mysterious giant that attacked the party? Or maybe both? Then we see Uni saving Tyan from a beam of the Iron Giant controlled by Izurugi, while Tyan seems to want to save Izurugi. On the relationship chart, you can see that Tyan was actually a former subordinate of Izurugi, so that's probably the reason. We can also hear Izurugi say that this is revenge for Nimue dying, with their wish unfulfilled. it could be that Nimue's death was caused by something related to Ouroboros. And you can see that his red eye also disappeared here. So it seems like the red eye thing can be cured. Then we can see Nimue. Her arm looks kinda similar to Bridget's arm, while she also has purplish hair, like Bridget. She also has a horn, but I don't know where that could have come from though.
It's a wild ride, this passage of fate. We got ourselves a nice little awakening.
Now we see the mysterious Ouroboros monster again. And it says a line that's actually game changing. It's a wild ride, this passage of fate. We got ourselves a nice little awakening. So first of all, this way of speaking reminds me of several Xenoblade characters. Elvis and Sansa come to mind by the use of the phrase passage of fate. Dixon and Malus come to mind through the use of a wild ride and nice little awakening. However, I think it's safe to say that Dixon has died. Malus is most likely also dead, but who knows, maybe he got reawakened in some kind of way. Elvis would probably not end up becoming an Ouroboros. He would have avoided it by seeing the future or something. So my best bet is that Sansa, aka Klaus, got fused with someone. Because an Ouroboros requires 2 people to be fused. Maybe Maynette, aka Galea. But this is a theory based on 2 sentences, so I'm not too sure. Then we see a green-haired girl, who could be a guest party member. Then we see some crazy transformation with the sword of Noah and Noah's left arm. On one frame you can see that Noah's arm is actually disconnected from his body. So he could have a mechanical arm which allows him to combine it with his sword. There was a pretty interesting theory on Twitter about how Noah could have lost his arm. I will leave it in the description.
Why is my name on here?
My way demands we fight. Come then, and test your mettle against my lance.
Nanana, help with fighting!
We can see that Uni is scared for something, and she mentions that her name is on something as well. It's kinda hard to speculate on this. Then we can see a new character which also has an Ouroboros mark on her shoulder, but is different from the ones we see on the main party. Then we see another new character controlling a mech and fighting Ethel, who is also controlling a mech. But here Ethel doesn't have her red eye anymore. This new character is also on the relationship chart, and his name is Cam Nabi, or at least that is what Google gives us. He is the Colony Delta military leader, and his nickname is the Crimson Lotus Kamunabi. He is a fated rival of Ethel from Keys. Then after that we can see Manana spinning, and we see the rest of the party on some kind of vehicle. This could maybe be something we can control while traversing in the open world.
That can change all this is the will of Ouroboros. You kids, and you alone.
Not that I have all that much time to spare, but soon.
Finding a path that lets us all live. I will make that my mission.
So in this part I first of all want to mention that you can hear Engage the Enemy fade into counterattack in the soundtrack, which is a really cool touch.
Change all this is the will of Ouroboros. You kids, and you.
Now we can see Guernica van Dam, and he seems to be fixing something. He says that only Ouroboros can make a change, and with that he means the party, so it's safe to assume that Melia also means the party when she says she wants to eliminate Ouroboros. Then Mio says that she doesn't have much time to spare. In the first trailer she also says to Noah, "Fine for you, isn't it? All that time you've got." Mio is also the only party member that is 19 years old. The rest of the group are all 18. Maybe this means that the clock in Mio's eye will run out sooner than the others, and she will also become like Ethel and get a red eye. Or maybe it means something else. Then here we see Mio hold onto a notebook, with some text and something else on the right side. It seems like the diamond-shaped boxes resemble the remaining days she has left. Maybe she only has time until she becomes 20. Either way, this is pretty sad and will probably have a big role in the story. Then in the end she says she will find a path that will make us all live. And finally, we see the beautiful Xenoblade 3 logo. This trailer gave us so much content and I probably missed out on a lot. So if you have anything to add, make sure to leave a comment. I'll make a gameplay analysis video soon, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. 96% of people are not subscribed, so sub, I am not trolling. Thank you all for watching and until next time.